This was the worst experience of my life, but believe it or not, it was in this soul-shriveling battle for hope that I rediscovered a soul-filling faith. These are the kinds of times faith is really made for, after all. As long as life is comfortable and convenient, we can make do with a comfortable and convenient Christianity. As long as life is easy, we can manage with an easy believism. But in our lowest moments, a superficial faith won't hack it. During that time, for about a year, I vacillated between an inconsolable sadness and a dangerous numbness. I spent countless nights face down on the floor of that guest bedroom, begging God to do something for me. To do what, I wasn't sure. I just knew I needed him to fix it. You pray totally differently when you feel your very life is at stake. I had come to the end of my rope. And then one night, circumstantially no different from any of the previous nights, something different happened. I was crying into the carpet as I had hundreds of times before, pleading with God to help me, and there was a change. I felt as if God reached through the roof into that room and grabbed me in his hand. I was reminded of the message of the gospel, the good news that God loves even sinners like me, and that God approves even of sinners like me because of the saving work of Jesus. It wasn't a message I didn't know. It wasn't a message I hadn't heard before. But I heard it that night, as if for the first time. In a very real way, at the moment I most deserved to be utterly alone and rejected, Jesus came into that room, sat on the floor next to me, put his arm around me and said, "It's going to be okay." At the lowest moment of my life, I came face to face with my real self, and I came face to face with the truest friend. I found him true because at that moment I had the least to offer him. I had nothing, in fact. Oh, sure, in the early days of my spiritual journey, I thought I was doing all kinds of big things for Jesus. I operated under the pretense that I was a great friend to him. Then all of that got torn away. I knew myself then better than I ever had. I couldn't pretend I had it all together. I couldn't fool others, and I couldn't fool myself. My true self had emerged, and he was a huge, stinking mess. To my surprise, my friend Jesus didn't pull away. Instead, believe it or not, he got closer. In my deepest, most despondent loneliness, I found a deeper friendship with Jesus. I learned that the power of the gospel is available even to sinful Christians who should know better. I'm still a terrible friend to Jesus, but he is still the truest friend to me. This spiritual reality has become the theme of my life and ministry. While I'm readily aware of the dangers of subscribing to a so-called gospel centrality as merely an ideology or a church methodology, or even worse, a consumeristic marketing gimmick, I cannot shake the haunting of my soul of the nearness of Jesus for a sinner like me. For me, the stuff isn't a shtick. It was and is the difference between death and life. This book is in many ways the result of that terrible, wonderful night on that guest bedroom floor. It's also the culmination of my ensuing years of exploring friendship with Jesus not as an idea, but as a daily reality. I am prone to wander. I am given to sin. But closeness with Christ has changed my life. The possibility of friendship with Jesus is the greatest hope any soul could ever have. It is my prayer that by listening to this book, you will share this hope with me. We'll begin by exploring some of the hardships of connection and the pitfalls of relationships. We'll consider some of our problems with friendships, the trouble we face having friends and being a friend. But we'll come out on the other side of that just staring into the wonder of Christ and all that he is to us and with us and for us. If you'll let me be your friend, just for this little leg of your spiritual journey, I'll help you find the Holy One who loves to make friends with sinners. 1. Where did everybody go? The possibility of friendship with Jesus. 5 friends I had, and 2 of them snakes. Frederick Buechner, Godric. There is no friend truer than Jesus. This is a truth often difficult to believe, however, even for Christians, since we cannot see him.